it is super important to identify, number one, where is the right distribution channel. Number two, it is super important to also optimize your cost. So then you need to work with your right expert. First, I'll give you a quick background about what Toolyt is. Toolyt is a field sales productivity application purely focused on the enterprises having their frontline sales team, meeting customers, onboarding customers. It is a pure B2B application. So way back in 2017, we launched this, and the problem statement that we were trying to address was having a mobile-friendly solution, a mobile-focused solution, because they had multiple CRMs which are not purely focused on the field sales team. So we initially launched it as a monitoring application to understand what the salespeople are actually doing on a regular basis, and later we kind of converted the entire platform into a mobile workplace for the sales team. It takes care of the complete lead allocation, lead qualification, lead distribution, customer activities, customer sales activities, meetings, visits, then an internal collaboration within the team, etc. So from the initial lead distribution till the onboarding or a completion of a journey, it is handled through our application for multiple very large organizations such as SK Finance, Aditya Birla Finance, GF. So the idea came from a very small problem that we had to see how we could understand how our sales team is performing on the field. Later got expanded to what you're seeing today with the help of our customers, helping us understand the problem they face, etc. So we have thousands of customers on the field across 16 countries now, and that's how it was started. Yeah, so here, like I mentioned, this is B2B, pure B2B. So B2B is all about you reach out to the person in the organization, then you talk about the problem solutions. So it's a typical sales or the installations are driven by the organization and not through a platform like a partner network like you or social media, etc. Because this installation happens through the organization. So they enforce it, they make it mandatory to install it, use the daily activities. But see, previously I was in digital marketing and we were working with a lot of B2C, B2B applications. And what was super challenging that time was also to understand where these users are lying to go out and talk and display this particular application to get installs. And so distribution was a super important challenge. So we tried multiple methods. We tried with the ad networks like what you guys are offering. We tried with the affiliate, gave them incentives to refer to their friends and family and get installs. But we had a great number of learning. What really worked well even that time was we started with the Google Ads. That was kind of a high. So one of the customers that we worked with. So it was around 10, 15 rupees, and then we kind of keep optimizing it and then made it to 1.6 rupees per install. But eventually competition started, more bidding started. So it was also a key challenge, but later then, but a couple of places we found growth for our audiences through our partner networks, through the affiliate model that we worked, the referral model that we worked. And also we even reached out for a couple of companies that we worked with. So we even reached out to the places where this target audiences. For example, working with healthcare company, and they had an app to educate the customers. So we literally had to go to parks or wherever this diabetic people are going to work out and all that. So we were going offline to target our initial set of customers. There was another app focusing purely on the students. So we were participating in events in colleges and trying to get ourselves displayed. So that day it was like 5-10 years back, but now the best part is distribution. So pretty much everybody is having a smartphone. Distribution is easy, and partner like you who could literally filter out what kind of person this is, and the distribution is easier. So the biggest challenge that we had is to, number one, identify what is the right platform for us to scale. Because we might have some, let's say, 1,000, 2,000 customers. We want to take that 1,000 users to customers to, let's say, 1 lakh or 10 lakh, right? And we might not even have enough money to just spend too much on our social media ads or some ads to scale it from 1,000 to 1 lakh. So I think one of the key challenges that companies face or app owners face is identifying the right platform to go and get the right customer. See, it is of no use if I just get 1,000 users installing my app, but out of there only 10 people using it. Because my cost of installation there is high, and if I convert that into actual cost that I spend on acquiring a right customer, right, it is going to be very, very high. So it is super important to identify, number one, where is the right distribution channel. Number two, it is super important to also optimize your cost. So then you need to work with your right experts, right? So you need to work with the right experts who understand where this can be distributed, how to optimize from a content point of view, from a platform point of view, from an end user, right, ICP, ideal customer point of view, etc. So that is another challenge, like finding, let's say, Google to help you how to optimize. Definitely you can't if you're a startup. So then you need to find the experts to work with to identify the right GTM strategies and from a growth expansion point of view. After identifying the right channel. So this was also a key challenge. Third was to optimize this installation from a ideal customer. So I don't want somebody coming and downloading and then uninstalling it. Right? So that can definitely help me increase my numbers in the Play Store, but it is not going to help me monetizing at a later stage. If I want to ask him to pay 1 rupee or 10 rupee at a later stage, right? I'm definitely not going to be asking this guy who just installed and not using it. I can only ask to somebody who is at least opening 1 or 2 times in a month. So how do I get that person, right? It's going to be super, super important. And identifying the right channel, right partner, right distribution network, optimizing the cost to get that right customer are going to be super challenging. But now I think there are multiple methods and platforms like you who could literally do it. But those are the general challenges that I see. We have seen many applications that start right from the beginning, right? So for example, B2B applications, it starts from the day one. We have to start asking them for money, right? There are freemium models and premium models and all that where you give them. So there are many B2B applications they give for free and get them to use it, and based on your usage, then you go and ask them, hey, now that you're using, if you want to use this feature, then give me money. That is one way to look at it, right? Second way to look at it is, you have an interesting application. It can be a game, it can be a productivity suite, it can be a marketplace, it can be anything, right? So one, you might have different ways to monetize from a listing point of view, from a advertisement point of view, etc. But other than that, for me, what I believe is that totally depends on the type of business, type of the application, type of the users that you have, and there are different ways to monetize as well. It can be partnering with publishers and displaying the ad. It can be recommending a similar sort of products or products that are going to be interesting for your audience, or it can be asking for a subscription for using certain features, etc., etc. See, it depends. It can start early. It can start in the first day one itself. It can start once you scale to 1 million users. There are a good number of unicorns who started charging way after having 1 million, 2 million, 10 million users also. So, answers depends is my answer. So while I was talking about the challenges, key challenges, right? I mean, one is your distribution has to be proper, right? Otherwise, you will waste your money, you will waste time, you will waste all your efforts. So, identifying the right distribution is currently done through an expert or partners like you, right? Second is, let's say, from a cost point of view. So every entrepreneur, every app developer would love to spend or find an opportunity to get installation for 1 rupee rather giving 10 rupees or 100 rupees, right? So finding the right place to optimize to get the right set of customers or users to an application can only be done with the help of experts, or if you have an expertise doing it. And third is, like I mentioned, there are multiple services offered by Google which can only be taken by the app owners with millions of users. But through partners like you, they have the redistribution opportunities or sub accounts that we can provide to you to get that same benefit what an app with million users can get, right? So distribution, selection of the right channel for distributing or reaching out to the right audience, optimizing the cost, identifying the right monetization opportunities for your application, getting the benefit of what a million user application get also can also be there for you also if you are 1,000, 2,000 or a 1 lakh user application. So there are multiple benefits like this. So we have had some good experience in the past of literally failing the monetization, right? So we have, so one of the examples is that, let's say, we started bombarding with ads and surveys and all that, which kind of gave a negative experience to users. And then we have realized that the retention has gone down. People have started not using the uninstallation started increasing, right? So the right placement of this monetization and picking up the right monetization opportunities too, because considering that, okay, you have the right audience to sell that or display that sort of ad, etc. So I think that is also going to be super important. Choosing the right monetization strategies, and second is choosing the right monetization based on the audience or based on the users of your application. This could be super important for that. So even before monetizing session, I think the tracking should start even before, right? Because for you to analyze where do you have to go place this ad, or where do you have to go and ask for him to upgrade or purchase, right? That totally depends on how they use your application. So where do they have this aha moments in the application? So I'm, for example, a simple example of Zepto. I'm not talking about monetization here. Zepto, the moment you make a successful purchase, a pop-up comes here saying that, hey, you have this is going to be done in 9 minutes. Would you like to share this with your family and friends as well, right? So there is an aha moment saying that I've done my purchase, and an interesting story is put out saying that this is going to be delivered in just 9 minutes. Would you like to share this with your friends? Along with that, they'll tell you, I'm going to give you 25% or 20% of your on your next order, right? So the monetization, monetization, also there are different types of monetization, by the way. So the tracking can happen way before you decide where you want to monetize your application, to understand the behavior, the page views, the engagement, the sections where they engage more, where they have this aha instances, etc., to place your right set of ads or upsells or upgrades or whatever you want. So I think it should start early to kind of understand the user behavior, journey, etc., to kind of decide where to put, and later you will have to start tracking in terms of your downloads versus usage versus clicks versus uninstall, because there is also going to be super important. The retention is also going to be super important. This should not disturb the users, right? So all of this are going to be super important. So one is definitely going to be forget monetization when you start, right? Rather focus on creating the right, it can be a leisure, it can be an experience, it can be emotion, it can be a productivity, it can be anything, it can be any sort of a solution. So it can be a place where I just come and play videos to, when I'm bored, right? But it can be a place where I can, wherever I come and just play some games when I'm like, if I'm a games person, right? So initially you focus on creating an engagement or an engaging application. Then you focus on distributing through multiple strategies, wherein identifying the right place to distribute, or creating some elements to get this person shared to the other 5 or 10 people, etc. Once you have set of engagement, once you have a set of activity, a good participation within the application, then you can start thinking about how do you monetize. This is one way to look at it. If you're a B2B, start from day one. Start from day one in terms of how do you monetize. Whether you want to give them a 3 days free trial, or whether you want to give them a complete free application but show an ad, right? Let's say if I'm having a to-do management or a very simple task management tool focusing on the salespeople, focusing on anybody in an organization, right? You can still give that app for free. Then probably you can think about how do you monetize that through by upselling related applications, productivity solutions, or placing an ad or sponsoring some spaces for a company who is going to be potential for this particular audience. So there you can think about D1 itself, but you can also think at a later stage understanding the behavior, usage. That attachment to the application is established, then it is easy for you to go and place anything anywhere without distracting their experience to start monetizing the application.